Monica, this is Lone Wolf.
Lone Wolf, this is Monica. Are you at the party?
I'm at the party, Monica, but I'm not enjoying it anymore. It's not taco night.
Lone Wolf, have you unwrapped your present?
You never told me. Why are we celebrating?
Because we're happy as Larry?
Larry's dead.
George.
Bond. James Bond.
Do you mind if I call you George? Makes things easier all round. A diversion technique, George, designed to confound our enemies.
I see, sir.
Any news on George?
Sorry, sir.
George. How could he be so stupid? Is the man deranged? I only sent him out for a packet of coconut rings.
They've sent us a clear message, sir. It's obvious. It's definitely a clear message. I just haven't figured out what it is yet. I mean, it's encoded, obviously. But it's a clear message, all right. Clearly. Sir, what about Operation Darkstone?
That was off weeks ago. Since then, there's been Operation Quicksand and Operation Mousetrap. They're both off. It's Operation Polka Dot Rah-Rah Skirt now, of course.
What's that?
If you don't know, I can't tell you.
But I'm the surveillance operative, sir.
It's just Operation Darkstone under another name, but you didn't hear it from me. So, who's the...
Walk-in defector. Came in about 10 minutes ago. Looks like she used to be a heavyweight.
Yes. She's certainly shed a few pounds, and those large adhesive eyebrows form a most impenetrable disguise.
That's Brezhnev, sir.
You look tired, George. Take a half day. Tomorrow.
So, we meet again, old friend. Only this time, it appears the advantage is mine.
I'm not talking, Chenkov.
I disagree. You are talking. You see, in order to tell me that you're not talking, you had to talk. So therefore you are talking. Talking about not talking.
I'm not talking about not talking, Chenkov. I'm talking about not... For fuck's sake, Chenkov. You know very well what I mean. Now do your worst. What is it? Pain? Pain and I are old friends, you see? You see?
See what? Oh, for God's sake. No fresh shit.
What do you know about Operation Polka Dot Rah-Rah Skirt?
You know, Chenkov, a rat in captivity can die just through exposure to fear. Loud bangs, shocks, they can be killed without ever being touched. But you don't...
Ah! This is a 5-match conversation. By the time this match... This is now a 4-match conversation. Ow! This is a 3-match. This is now a 2-match conversation. Now talk, or these words will be the last you ever hear.
Which ones?
These words.
Those ones? Or the bit about the matches and so forth?
Oh, look, I'm running out of patience.
And matches?
I'm all out of morals and scruples.
Rubles?
No, scruples.
I was going to say, because if it's rubles you need, then the British government will pay handsomely.
Dimitri, 10 milligrams of sodium pentothal and 10 milligrams of benzodrine.
Narcotherapy hypnosis won't work on me, Chenkov. Do your worst. Inject me with truth serum, starvation, sensory deprivation. Stop. I'm naming no names, Chenkov. You can attach electrodes to my gonads.
Dimitri, the electrodes!
Well, I might talk if you did that.
Interview was commenced at 1650.
Midway through the 17th century? Why, George, you've lost track of time. I am not a roundhead.
And I'm not as cavalier as I used to be.
Why, George, you're perspiring.
This isn't perspiration, Ivana. It's my brain weeping.
You're your own worst enemy.
Enema?
Not for me, thank you.
So, it looks like your mice have been nibbling at the magician's magic box.
Well, you know how mice are.
I know how rats are, and they've eaten well. They've got shiny coats and wet noses.
Look, George, I don't have all the answers. I don't even know all the questions.
I heard you're a talent spotter for the STB.
You mean the STB, sir? The Czech Security Service?
I know what I mean, George. She's a honeypot and she's on the take. Look, Ivana, I'm well trained in psychic combat, but I don't have time for this. Not today.
Why?
I've had better days.
You've seen better days.
At least I'm too old to die young, whereas you haven't aged at all.
My body is a temple.
So is mine, to scotch and cigarettes.
You ought to keep in better shape.
I tried jogging. I couldn't keep the ice in the glass. George, bring me the whiskey.
2 glasses, sir.
No, just one.
Why did you shoot her?
Somebody inevitably gets shot in these situations. I just wanted to get it out of the way. Besides which, Ivana's been shot before. Haven't you, Ivana? You see, Ivana is in reality Yelena Bukharin. Trained in combat and espionage at the covert Red Room.
Red Room facility?
By Colonel Yuri Krylenko.
Krylenko?
George, if you repeat the last thing I say once more, I'm going to hit you round the head with this frying pan.
This frying pan?
Yes. Emotionless, super intelligent, with a titanium skeleton and high-tech brain implants, Ivana is the latest stage in modernized combat. Virtually indestructible.
But I thought Smersh's super soldier program was a Cold War myth.
Yes, she's a prototype, which means she's as valuable to the Russians as George is to us, which means...
An exchange.
Get me the Russian Interior Ministry, George.
Right away.
You haven't even touched your sandwiches.
I told you, Papa, I hate the dill sandwich.
You love a dill sandwich. They are your favorite sandwiches ever since you were a little girl.
No, Papa, they were always your favorite sandwich. This bread, it tastes like cardboard.
It is cardboard. Delicious, huh? And look, you haven't even touched your yogurt. And where are your armbands, your buoyancy aids?
I told you, Papa, I don't need them.
But, Ivana, you cannot swim.
I can doggy paddle.
Oh, you can doggy paddle. You think doggy paddle's going to help you when you're being sprayed by bullets from a submachine gun? You disappoint me, Ivana.
George. Is the merchandise safe?
Happy now.
Where are the coconut rings?
Happy now?
This was a simple courier job, George. Pop to Spa, pick up the package and deliver. Control will have your head for this, and I've a good mind to feed you to him.
What are you hiding?
By telling you what I'm about to tell you, your security clearance becomes top secret. Only I know the truth, and there are sleeper agents everywhere. I'm giving you a new assignment, George. I'm revolting. I'm starting a movement.
I thought something smelled a bit funny round here.
George, please, listen carefully. I couldn't tell you before for your own protection. I didn't want to transverse the PSR.
The pisser?
The point of safe return.
What's this all about, George?
There's a mole in the circus.
What?
There's a mole, George. A mole in the circus.
There's a mole in the circus?
Oh, yes. There's a mole in the circus and he's spilt some milk. And I'm trusting in you to get it back into the bottle.
What kind of mole?
What?
Well, I mean, is it the Chinese short-faced mole? The Japanese shrew mole? Or perhaps my favourite, the star-nosed mole?
A star-nosed mole?
Oh, yes. The one with the 22 sensory tentacles.
It's a euphemism.
A euphemism? And that's a type of mole, is it? I must admit I haven't heard of that one. Does it have tentacles?
A euphemism is not a type of fucking mole, George. Forget the mole.
Well, what about the milk? Do you still want me to try and scoop that back into the bottle for you?
Forget the fucking milk. Forget the fucking mole. I'm a rogue elephant, George. I was sleepwalking, but I've woken up now and I'm flying solo.
What kind of elephant?
What?
Well, I mean, if you're flying solo, it would follow that you're probably an African bush or forest elephant, as they have the biggest ears. However, when we take into account the effects of airflow separation, creating a large vortex above the ear, then even the smaller ears of the Asian elephant could conceivably allow you to fly solo, beating at somewhere between the 200 times per second of the bumblebee and the 600 flaps per minute of the giant hummingbird.
George, bugger the elephant.
But you're the elephant.
I'm not really an elephant.
You said you were.
I'm not.
You're sure?
George, please, listen carefully. A fox.
Not a mole?
No, not a mole.
Or an elephant?
No, a fox. A cunning fox from Moscow.
Ah, so an urban fox. Perhaps a domesticated Russian silver, or a Siberian fox if it's from Moscow.
If you like, George, this fox has been putting glitter in the chicken feed.
Won't that make them poorly?
It will make their shit sparkle like gold. Look, I need you to be a floater to do my dry cleaning. I needed lace curtains all the way. We need Vladimir to enlarge on the big fish his vicar landed in Hamburg. You remember that removal job we did for that babysitter in Helsinki when it started raining and the postman took away his umbrella?
Could we go back to moles? I like moles. I think I know a bit more about moles than fish and dry cleaning and so forth. Or if you want to be an elephant, whatever it is you want to do, just let me know what it is you want me to do.
It's what I don't want you to do.
You don't want me to do what you want me to do?
That's what I want you to do.
To do?
To do-do.
To do-da?
To do-da.
Petito?
George, look, it's simple. I need you to get your ducks in a row. A cobbler's been burnt, and I need you to go on a naked date with an acorn.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't worry. We've had the ferrets in.
I really don't know what you're talking about.
Have you read this?
Spook speak?
The Language of Espionage, latest edition.
Oh, I thought we were still using this.
Spy Lingo, a beginner's guide for your ears only. George.
Oh, so we need to put a bird watcher in a floating box.
Yes, we need to walk the cat back and make sure the cutout has a cooked shoe. He doesn't know if he's a hare or a hound.
How high will he jump when we hit him?
The big chief wants him folded up and delivered bound and gagged to the portcullis. Look, George, you're expendable. I mean, dependable. From now on, your name is Maria Andreevna. You were born in Leningrad on May the 12th, 1927.
What if I don't want to be part of your little cabaret?
All you have to do is sit back and watch the show. You wrote the script, George. It's your show.
What kind of show is it?
What?
Well, I mean, is it a musical? Or is it a burlesque show, with me gyrating around in nipple tassels and a thong?
Forget it, it's a euphemism.
Are we back to the mole?
For you.
Something you want me to wear?
I need you looking fabulous.
I'll do my best. Oh! So you can keep an eye on me?
Yes, a biotag ID.
Why me? Why not Bond?
Well, take away his good looks, his muscles, his white teeth, and what have you got?
You?
You are my greatest creation, George.
You trained me well, George.
After your conditioning, we go dark. Radio silence.
Conditioning?
You're the sprat we need to catch our mackerel. I simply want to help you do what you need to do.
To do?
This is not a drill, soldier. Training is over, and Operation Polka Dot Rah-Rah Skirt is a go-go.
You're changing my identity.
It's time to erase those memories. Goodbye, old friend. I'll see you on the other side. I suppose I don't have to tell you how beautiful you are. What's your name?
Maria,
Do you have anything for a broken heart, Maria?
how about a punch in the face?
I'm sorry.
Oh, there's no need to apologize. It's quite simple to prepare. All you need is a dash of anxiety, a shot of envy, 2 large panics, a dose of pity, and a sprig of paranoia.
Do you have a slice of gloom?
I'm afraid we're all out of gloom, sir, but I could do you a twist of misfortune.
I'm afraid I might find that a little difficult to swallow.
Yes, if you're feeling mixed up, an emotional cocktail is the last thing you need.
Don't you recognize me?
You do look strangely familiar.
Don't worry. I can explain everything, but we haven't got much time. You're going to find this hard to believe, but you're not the person you think you are now. You were given a new name, a new identity, a new set of memories. Memories? How do I look? This was made by the finest scientific minds in the land. It's a gecko suit, George. Its tiny hairs allow me to climb up any surface.
Did you just call me George?
It's the first part of the reactivation code. You're beginning to fight your conditioning. You'll be needing this.
My memory is beginning to return. I am a spy working undercover?
Yes, your memories were replaced. Your mind was implanted with the life you think you've lived. There is no Maria Andreevna. There never was.
A double agent who does not know she's a double agent? Brilliant.
Now you're cooking.
What am I cooking?
You're firing. Listen, we have to get to a secure location. They'll be coming for us. You have ultra-secret information about the identity of a master spy. A mole who's buried very deep into the heart of Western imperialism.
What kind of mole?
We really do need to get a move on.
I'll get my pashmina.
Wait. Drink this.
What is it?
It is a cocktail of light-sensitive chemicals. Your entire body has been working as a pinhole camera. In your stomach is a roll of photographic film. Once you drink that, your lower intestine will work as a darkroom, where the photograph of that target is gradually processed and, well, will eventually pop out.
Brilliant.
George?
George.
George?
George.
George?
George.
George?
George.
George?
George.
I've come here to tell you a story. It's time to pour oil on the muddy waters.
Oh, is that Muddy Waters the blues guitarist, sir?
No, not the blues guitarist.
What about Frank Muddy Waters, the American football coach?
Forget the muddy waters.
What about the oil, sir? Is it still time to pour it?
Oh, perhaps we could pour oil on B.B. King, sir. I understand he's in London playing at a blues festival.
Forget the muddy waters. Forget the oil.
But you're still going to tell us a story, aren't you? Oh, please,
Yes, please tell us a story.
I want the
There's a
story.
mole.
I think I know this one. Is it The Wind in the Willows?
Watership down?
That's rabbits, isn't it? Not moles.
Oh, definitely rabbits.
So is it a story about a rabbit and a mole?
George, I think our delivery has arrived.
Fortuitously, George has all the evidence that I require in his pants. A photograph of the KGB agent who's been attacking us from within our midst. An agent who is in this very room.
The name of the KGB agent is...
Bond. James Bond.
You're in a big puddle of shit, Bond, and you don't have the shoes for it.
If the theatrics are supposed to scare me, you've got the wrong man, George.
Control doesn't mind you earning a little bit of extra cash on the side, Bond. Just don't do it selling secrets.
I'm not playing ball, George.
I don't blame you. You don't want to be playing ball with a loaded gun in your hand.
Oh, that's right. Ordy Wingate shot himself in the face playing Dead Man's Catch.
Yeah, that's ironic.
First class chap, Ordy. Good sportsman.
You're going to rot in a hole, Bond. Do you realize how much blood is on your hands?
Nobody move! Any false moves and I'll shoot! Scrub that. Any real moves and I'll blow his head off. Understand? I'm tired of all the flannel merchants, George. Telling us how to run the shop, smacking our wrists when the sums don't add up.
Flannel merchants? What kind of flannel?
Your pedantry won't work on me, George. Don't even think about following me. I'm ready to blow in 60 seconds.
Wait! Don't follow him. I don't think Bond has thought this through. War is hell, George. Even if it's a cold one. Frightening, isn't it? Oh, I was afraid. Afraid of the day, afraid of the night, afraid of myself. I found myself lying in the gutter. But even if you're lying in the gutter, George, at least you could look up to the stars. Oh, I was looking at the stars, George. You know what happened? No. Some man pissed on my head. And I thought, I don't want to be lying in the gutter. I want to be that man. The man urinating on my own face. Obviously, I didn't want to be urinating on my face. That would be hard. It would take practice. Have you ever tried urinating in your own mouth, George? No, I haven't. No, I don't recommend it. I woke up this morning to discover a strange man in my bed. It was me. What about Anne? She never understood me, George. That doesn't surprise me. It was like we were speaking different languages. Have you read this? Making music together. The Language of Love, latest edition. I thought we were still using this. Happy Wives? 10 tips for communicating with her indoors or the little woman? George. George.